of ground to cover, so I'm going to go ahead and dive right in. Today, the topic of my speech is you get what you ask. A man was trapped into a house by a flood, and the flood began to rise. So the man prayed on his knees, saying, "Hey, God, would you please save me from this flood?" Eventually, a pickup truck rolled by and he said, "Hey, man, this flood's getting pretty hectic. You might want to jump in this truck and go, let's ride off." And the guy said, "Oh, no, don't worry about it. God will save me." A couple hours passed by, the flood rises a little bit higher, and a boat rides by. The boat says, "Hey, this flood's getting pretty hot. You might want to jump into the boat so that we can take you to safety." And the guy says, "Oh, no, don't worry about it. God will save me." Well, a couple more hours passed by, and by now the flood has risen all the way to the roof, and the guy's standing on the roof, and a helicopter flies by, drops the rope, and says, "Hey, hang on, let me take you to safety." And the guy says, "Oh, no, don't worry about it. God's going to save me." Well, eventually, you guessed it, the flood swept him away. And as he reached the gates of heaven, he says to God, "Why is it that you allow for this to happen to me?" God says, "Well, I sent you a pickup truck, a helicopter, and a boat. What else did you want?" As hilarious as it may be, what this opportunity and what this actually says is that a lot of times we'll ask for something, but we're not prepared to receive it. Meaning that the opportunity will come, but because it's not clothed or cloaked in a way in which we would like for it to be, then we'll deny the very opportunity that we asked for. So I know if you're thinking just like me, you say, "Well, yeah, I've heard you get what you asked for. It's so cliche. I asked for $1,000,000 just last night. Where is it? Why don't I have a bank full of money?" Well, recall when you were a child. And as a child, there you sat looking at, gleaming into that catalog or on that shelf, and you would see your favorite toy that you wanted. And you would say, "Mommy, Daddy, I want this toy." And after you begged them so long, they eventually just gave it to you. Well, you played with it for a couple of hours, and next thing you know, where it was tossed in the corner of the closet somewhere, missing. And your parents come to you a few weeks later, perhaps, and they say to you, "Hey, where's that toy that we got you?" You say, "I'm not sure," or "It's broken," or "It's lost somewhere." And in that moment, what's the first thing that your parents would always say to you? They say, "You will start appreciating things more when you start paying for them." I struggle with this sometimes, even now, especially when that daycare time comes up. Okay, no, gotta pay for that. But regardless, guys, what I'm getting at is that you get what you pay for. Earlier this week, I was scrolling through, crossing out a couple of the goals that I had set for myself, and I told myself at the beginning of the year, I committed to this, that I will do everything that I put off before this year. And anything that I say I'm going to do this year, I will do this year. And I committed that to myself. And as I was crossing out, I was so astonished at the fact that I had accomplished every single thing almost that I put on my list. But more so than anything, I was more amazed at the amount of time and the effort that I had put into all of the things in which I had set that I wanted to commit to and accomplish. So what I got out of that is that you pay for the things that you say you're going to do, but you have to be willing to put the time and the effort into it. Periodically, I visit my church, a home church of mine that I no longer attend. And this particular time, I was there to see Gary Zukoff, New York Best Time Seller. And I bumped into a lady, and she was one of the times in which you see someone who knows you, but you don't necessarily know them, and they're talking to you, and you just go on with the conversation. And here she says, "Hey, well, how's things been going? What have you been doing lately?" And I said, "Well, recently I started sitting in on Toastmasters, and I'm really leaning towards speaking more." She says, "Well, that's wonderful. We would love to hear you come back and speak to the church." And I say to her, "Well, that's wonderful." And then she says to me, as she drops her voice, "I've always wanted to be a writer. And I have a few books that I need to get published." And I say, "Well, that's excellent. You should do that." And she looks back almost with a look of despair or desperation. And she says to me, "I will, just as soon as I get some time." I want to tell you, it's a deadly point to be at. It's a point where you got to really check yourself, because words like that, one day, soon, that are not on the calendar, when I get some time, what you're really saying to yourself is, "I don't think I'm good enough yet. I am not willing to pay the price yet. And that's the moment in which you got to stop yourself. You got to realize that you're going to get what you pay for. But you got to be willing to do it. That is your dream. You pursue it. You go after what you say that you want to do. You get what you pay for. Earlier, several weeks ago, me and my mother were traveling to Rome, Georgia, where we have a lot of our talks. And there we were going on, having a few conversations, and I began to rant on about how I felt like this should have happened this way. I wish I was in this position, and if I had just done this way, then I'd be here. And she stopped me right there. She said, "Don't you complain about where you're at. It was your choice. You designed your life. If you want to do better, be better." Recently, and I wanted to actually rebuttal with her. And if I hadn't listened to so many self-help books and tapes at the time, I probably would have not considered her to be right. But I knew at the time that, well, hey, I can't really argue with that. But in the midst of all of this, recently I was listening to a guy by the name of Dr. Miles Monroe, actually before I gave my first Toastmasters speech. And he said, how you invest your time is what you will become. As I sat there and I thought about that, I thought about how you can invest your time in all of the right directions, thinking you're doing all the right things. And it could be in the wrong area. You can actually invest so much time thinking that you're doing the proper things that they end up in the wrong area. And that's the place in which I thought I was at that time. When I sat there and I was reflecting and I had these conversations. But lastly, you get what you are. So you can ask for it, you can pay for it, but you will get what you are. Allow me to illustrate. There was an eagle who grew up amongst a chicken family. And there he sat, pecking around one day in a chicken farm. Peck, 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 peck. And then the chicken, he saw some eagles fly by in the sky. He said, hey, to his chicken friend, what is that in the sky? And the eagle says, don't worry about that. Those are eagles. They soar. We are chickens. We stay on the ground. And this eagle put his head back down and began to peck. And then the rest of his life, thinking he was a chicken. Bottom line to this story as I wrap up, because I know my red light just came on, is that you get what you are. If you want to be a doctor, become a doctor. You want to be a lawyer, you hang around lawyers. If you want to be a speaker, hang around speakers. But you get what you are. And finally, you must be the change that you want to see.